Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Blame It on the Stars, where we give you an inside look to what's going on in the universe so you can blame your problems on the stars. It is Jade here.
And it's Kara.
And this week, we've got 3 transits to talk about: the new moon in Scorpio, Mercury entering Sagittarius, and Mars entering Leo, which is one you're going to want to pay attention to. But in case you missed it, last week, Scorpio season began. If you missed that episode, we gave an overview of what you can expect during Scorpio season. So if you want to know more, then definitely check out last week's episode before diving into this one.
And just to give you a heads up, next week, we will tell you everything that you need to know about Venus in Capricorn and how it affects you.
And with that being said, let's dive into the episode. So the first thing that happens this week is the new moon in Scorpio. This will happen on November 1st at 8:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you need to know. New moons are new beginnings. It's a time when you are setting intentions. And this time around, you'll be setting intentions around those Scorpio themes of personal growth, healing, and transformation.
How this affects you. During the new moon in Scorpio, you might feel more in touch with your emotions and inner self. This makes it a good time to let go of old patterns or habits so that you can set new intentions moving forward. You might set your intentions on your personal growth, healing, transformation, and deepening your self-awareness.
So why this matters? Scorpio energy is really good at seeing what lies beneath the surface. So during this new moon, you have the opportunity to confront things that might normally have not been very apparent or noticeable to you, and really do the work to kind of discover the hidden truths that might be in front of you that you're missing. So if you are using this new moon to set intentions around personal growth, there are a lot of realizations that you can have that can really help you make this a very powerful transformation in your life.
Something you might not know is that the moon is in fall in Scorpio, meaning it's not able to express itself fully while it's in that sign. This can make uncomfortable or intense feelings come up. However, as we mentioned before, it still is an opportunity for growth and transformation as you are able to set new intentions towards emotional healing and growth.
Certain signs will be affected more than others. Those signs are going to be Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. Personal placements only: Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, and or Mars placements. There's also only one aspect to this new moon that will change up the vibe, which will be the fact that the new moon is trine Saturn, which can bring a bit of a grounding energy to help you structure those intentions that you're setting and allow you to move forward with more discipline and perseverance to making those intentions happen. The day after the new moon in Scorpio, we'll have Mercury entering Sagittarius. This will happen on November 2nd at 3:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you need to know. Mercury in Sagittarius will bring a very expansive and adventurous approach to your communication and thinking style. So during this transit, you might notice that you are thinking very big picture, more likely to have philosophical discussions, and big ideas are coming to your mind in this moment.
How this affects you. While Mercury's in Sagittarius, you might feel more optimistic and open-minded. This is a good time to explore new ideas and broaden your horizons. It can be a great time for learning something new, traveling, and engaging in conversations with others.
So why this matters? Well, Mercury will eventually retrograde in Sagittarius. This will not happen until Sagittarius season, but it is an upcoming retrograde. So with that in mind, it's going to be important that you pay attention to whatever comes up while Mercury is in Sagittarius before it retrogrades, since you'll be revisiting those themes during the retrograde.
Something you might not know is that Mercury is in detriment in Sagittarius, meaning it's not able to express itself fully while it's in that sign. So, this can lead to some difficulty when it comes to having to focus in on details, and it also can create a tendency to be really direct in your communication. So it's really important that you are mindful as you are speaking to others and balancing your big ideas and plans with being practical.
So, if you're wondering how long this lasts, as we mentioned, there is an upcoming retrograde. We'll give you the schedule now. So, you'll have regular Mercury in Sagittarius from November 2nd up until November 25th at 9:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is when Mercury will station retrograde in Sagittarius. Mercury retrograde will end on December 15th at 3:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then once again, you'll have normal Mercury in Sagittarius up until January 8th in 2025 at 5:30 a.m. when Mercury will enter Capricorn. So that's a rough estimate of how long you'll be experiencing Mercury in Sagittarius. The full totality is November 2nd through January 8th, with the retrograde happening in the middle.
And per usual, certain signs will be affected more than others. The signs that are most affected are Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces placements. By placements, we mean Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, or Mars placements only.
There are some key dates you're going to want to pay attention to. These are the aspects that Mercury will make while it moves through Sagittarius. The first will be on November 5th. Mercury will trine the North Node. This can be a really great day to make decisions or take actions that support your long-term goals and personal development.
And then on November 12th, Mercury will be square Saturn. This is a challenging aspect that can bring difficulties in your communication and thinking. You might experience obstacles or delays as you are trying to work towards your goals and get things done. It's really important to be cautious about any miscommunications and to be patient as you are working to overcome any challenges that might come up for you.
And then lastly, on November 18th, Mercury will be opposite Jupiter. Be mindful of being overly optimistic. You might feel that there is a clash between these expansive ideas and the practical realities. So it's just going to be important to manage your expectations and avoid overpromising more than you can deliver on this day. The day after Mercury enters Sagittarius, Mars will enter Leo. This will be November 3rd at 11:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you need to know, Mars in Leo will bring a surge of confidence, creativity, and enthusiasm. So this transit will encourage you to make bold moves, express yourself more openly and authentically, and pursue your passions.
How this affects you. While Mars is in Leo, you might find that you are very driven and energetic. This can be a good time to use Leo's very passionate energy to pursue your personal goals, creative projects, and anything that requires you to take on a more leadership type role. It's a good time to channel your energy into new activities and to embrace your personal strengths and individuality.
So, why this matters? Like with Mercury in Sagittarius, Mars is eventually going to station retrograde in Leo. So, it's going to be important that during the initial time Mars is in Leo, you pay attention to what comes up in your life because you will be revisiting those themes during the retrograde.
Something you might not know is that Mars in Leo is associated with a heightened sense of drama and extravagance. So, this transit could inspire you to treat yourself and to do things on a day-to-day basis that will either enhance or make your everyday life feel just a little bit more special.
And if you're wondering how long this lasts, again, we've got some retrograde dates. So Mars will be in Leo normal November 3rd up until December 6th. Mars stations retrograde in Leo on December 6th at 6:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mars will be retrograde in Leo from December 6th up until January 6th, when Mars will retrograde into Cancer. Mars retrograde in Cancer happens January 6th, 2025 at 5:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Even though we're not talking about Mars in Cancer right now, here's the rest of the schedule. Mars stations direct in Cancer on February 23rd, 2025 at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mars will re-enter Leo on April 18th, 2025 at 12:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we'll finally be done with Mars in Leo on June 17th, 2025 at 4:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is a lengthy, drawn out transit that will be taking up a good chunk of time. So again, it's one you need to pay attention to. Same thing goes to when Mars was in Cancer. If you missed that episode and want to prepare for the Mars in Cancer aspect of the retrograde, definitely revisit that one as well.
And per usual, certain signs will be affected more than others. The signs that are most affected by this transit are Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio placements. By placements, we mean Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, or Mars placements only.
And prior to the retrograde, there's only one key date to pay attention to, which will be November 17th. Mars will trine the North Node, encouraging you to take action with those long-term goals and things that align with your life path. This could be a day when you're experiencing alignment and opportunity, making it a really good day to pursue your ambitions with confidence. And that is it for this week's episode. I do just want to clarify, we will talk more about the Mars retrograde once we get closer to that. So do not worry, we will cover that. But next week, we will be talking all about Venus entering Capricorn. So if you want to know more about that, then wherever you're listening to this podcast, make sure you're subscribed with the notifications turned on so you don't miss when we post next week. But until then, that is all for now, and we'll see you all next Monday.